Deadpool, a deformed mercenary with an accelerated healing factor, otherwise known as the Merc with a Mouth, first appeared in New Mutants number 98 back in the February of 1991. Deadpool, also known as Wade Wilson, was created by artist and writer Rob Liefeld, as well as writer Fabian Nicieza. He was originally depicted as a supervillain in both New Mutants and the X-Force, but has since become an anti-hero. He is mentally unstable and is known under the names the Merc with a Mouth and Regenerating Degenerate, thanks to his talkative personality and constant breaking of the fourth wall for comedic effect. Today, I will be explaining Deadpool's second limited series, Deadpool Sins of the Past, written by Mark Waid and illustrated by Ian Churchill. This is not necessarily a sequel to the first limited series, but it does involve a lot of the same characters as the last series and does kind of follow the first limited series' story. I don't know really how to explain it, but I highly recommend watching the first video. I'll probably add a card in the corner of the screen for it in editing, but it isn't needed to understand the story. When I was younger, I read this, Sins of the Past, before Circle Chase, so it isn't, needed, but yeah, let's dive into it. The first issue, published in the August of 1994, starts off with Juggernaut rescuing his friend Black Tom from prison where some painful experiments were brought upon him. This basically happens in the last series, so again, I recommend you watch it, but it's not needed to understand the story or anything. Anyways, Kane confuses things and doesn't realize that Dr. Killbrew is trying to cure Tom from his wooden growth. Instead, Juggernaut fights the guards and escapes together with Tom and Killbrew and some files about Deadpool. Weeks later, Deadpool sits alone in a bar. There, he's attacked by armored goons who destroy the bar entirely. Using a special weapon, the goons manage to put Deadpool on ice and want to bring him back to their boss, Black Tom. However, Deadpool is rescued by a sonic scream from both Banshee and Siren, who manage to defeat the goons. However, with them down, their trail towards Tom is now dead. They compromise that Siren stays with Deadpool to keep an eye on him, and that Banshee leaves to check on the old Interpol connections of him. One of the goons stands up again and hurts Deadpool's head and arm, but of course then Deadpool kills the goon with his blade, but loses too much blood and faints. Later, in the next issue, published in September of 1994, Banshee remembers how he and his former Interpol Academy friend Daniel Pierre once tried to promote themselves in Interpol. They wanted to steal some files from Amal Farouk, the Shadow King, before they were destroyed, but never got the chance. They were ambushed by Farouk himself and almost died, but Deadpool rescued them by shooting Farouk. However, the agents needed Farouk alive, and this defeat caused them both to leave Interpol. Today, Sean visits Pierre again after all those years and informs them about the affairs he has with Deadpool and Black Tom. Sean asks Pierre for any information he might need to cure Tom. Pierre fakes it that it might take a while to get them. When leaving, Pierre is glad to finally know where to find Deadpool. Meanwhile, Siren notices Deadpool's wounds. Deadpool finally regenerates his wounded hand, but they don't notice that they're being watched by surviving goons who transmit the scene to Black Tom. He is angry to find Siren involved and doesn't want her hurt. He orders his goons to take her off the battlefield and sends Juggernaut out to catch Deadpool. After defeating the goons and Juggernaut, Deadpool and Siren are ambushed by Pierre and his men, who order them to open fire on his word. In the next issue, issue 3, Pierre has surrounded both Deadpool and Siren. He wants to kill Waid for ruining his Interpol career and also holds him responsible for the mess his life is today. However, they are disturbed by an attacking, furious Juggernaut. He informs Deadpool that Black Tom wants him so that he can cure himself, but Waid refuses, of course. Siren uses her powers and makes a building collapse on top of Kane. This stops him. Meanwhile, Banshee realizes that Pierre tricked him and goes after the man. Siren defeats the remaining hired goons, and Deadpool punches Pierre in the face. Banshee arrives and is angry at Pierre, but has found a solid lead into Black Tom's whereabouts in one of Pierre's files that he found in his office. Deadpool thanks Banshee and Siren for the help, but doesn't want to get any more involved in their family business. However, Siren and Deadpool have a talk, and before she leaves, Deadpool reveals to Siren his real name. In the castle, Tom is furious that his hired goons failed to bring Deadpool to him. However, one of the guards managed to sneak something out. Tom laughs and orders Killbrew to continue the operation. It's a success, and now Black Tom has one of Deadpool's severed arms, and thereby the cure that he wanted. Deadpool, Siren, and Banshee break into Tom's castle in the next issue, issue 4. After taking down his guards, they've got to face the Juggernaut next. Sean leaves to find his cousin, and Waid and Siren stay behind to finish Kane. During the battle, Kane rips Deadpool's mask off, and his horrible face is revealed. Waid freaks out, and Siren gives him his mask back, but is startled by the horrible looks of Waid's face as well. After creating a distraction for the Juggernaut, Deadpool and Siren head back inside the castle, where they find Tom. Deadpool and Tom fight, and Waid wins and cuts his hand back off. Juggernaut returns, but Waid calms him down by holding Killbrew hostage and explains that he's the only one who can help Tom. Killbrew puts Tom in stasis, and Banshee decides to take him back to prison. Juggernaut agrees, but promises to break Tom out the moment he gets better. Outside, Deadpool and Siren say goodbye to each other and promise to help one another out should it be needed. Deadpool also takes Killbrew with him, wanting the doctor to find a cure for his condition. Once everyone is gone, Pierre stands up again, promising to have his revenge and kill Deadpool someday. Alright everyone, that's where this series ends. I hope you guys like this video. Plan on doing stuff like comic explaining and summarizing thing once a week, and a new thing on Saturdays that I am planning to call This Week in Comic News, because I can't think of anything else. That name is still a work in progress, but honestly I just might stick with that. The reasoning for this once a week comic summaries instead of like once every 2 days is that I write my scripts in between work, and I still have to work during quarantine because I am an essential worker. I work at a grocery store. Also, hopefully this video doesn't get copyright striked because of the background music. If I even added the right background music that I'm wanting to plan. Last video I used royalty-free music that I found on the YouTube creator thing. So hopefully I can find something better. Yeah. With the next comic summary video, I'm planning to do Deadpool's first official volume. Not all of it, of course, but like issues 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 8, because there are other issues like issue 0 and issue -1 or -1. So, yeah. Also, Farouk was in this comic, and he is possibly one of my favorite X-Men enemies due to the whole character of David Haller, aka Legion. He is my second favorite comic character, which I don't know why, I just like him a lot. He's not relatable or anything, but he's just epic. But yeah, if you guys have any tips for me or requests for comics, feel free to comment. That's all for me. See you guys in the next one.